Welcome to the February 12th meeting of the East Hempfield Township Planning Commission, and I invite you to join me in opening the meeting with the pledge to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on our agenda this evening is taking action on the minutes from our last meeting, which is on January 8th. Does anybody have any comments, corrections, or additions?
I did not, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Rohr, seconded by Mr. Detter, that we accept the minutes of the January 8th meeting as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That would be unanimous, 5-0.
We're making John a voting member.
Oh, yes, sorry. John, would you vote? Yes, please.
Hey, what's up, Brad? How are you?
Yes. All right, the other agenda item for this evening is the final plan for 79 Elmwood Avenue.
Yes, good evening. Cheryl Love with the LA Group and Dawson Lohr with Thomas Trading. This plan is very straightforward. We had received some zoning approvals and we worked our way through all the technical comments. Generally, the plan at 79 Elmwood Avenue, their site's just under an acre. They bring in palletized food products and goods, repackage those, redistribute those. They have 10 employees or less, and very few trucks come and go. Will be 2 loading docks on the property now, but they're removing a portion of the existing building and then providing additional building out behind that's primarily just for additional storage space. The site itself is quite straightforward. We are creating and removing some pavement down the west or the left side on the plan for some landscape buffer there to just create a visual barrier between this property to the west. And we have a few modifications that we can also run through. There really is no current existing stormwater on the site. In fact, out behind the building, currently there is a small inlet that is in a sumped condition by a dock out back, and it gets pumped around the corner and just sheet flows. And so there is no real stormwater management control on the property. We will be providing stormwater collection for the roof areas as well as so both existing and proposed building. So that's a large portion of the entire site. We're also collecting the trench drains from the dock areas and whatnots are into some storage pipes underground across the front of the property on the plan. That's the lower part and on the right-hand side. And we've oversized those pipes to accommodate. We have a few agreements we're working on. We have been communicating with the property owner to the east of us. Our one point of connection for stormwater piping is into an oversized inlet box of theirs. They've verbally been speaking to Thomas Trading. They don't have any objections. They're just working through the fine-tuned details between the attorneys. In fact, this afternoon we reviewed a few of their comments back from them to update in the agreement. Otherwise, they're ready to start getting that signed off and processed. We've submitted a financial security estimate. Again, we've addressed the technical comments. So we await that review by DMA and approval, and then we'll post security, get the agreements executed. Pretty straightforward with where we stand now. We do have some waivers, modifications we can review with you. Previously, we had received the approval to go directly on to final plan, which is what this plan is, obviously. Section 265 8.4 relates to sidewalks. This site is somewhat unique, and at the end of where Elmwood Avenue terminates, as you know, Elmwood used to go crossed out in front of this property to the property on the west, but that was turned into private street. They do have a deed with a perpetual easement of use in there for them to use that private street portion in front. So with the location of it, with their unique use, minimal employees, they really don't have general public coming and going. And just the way that the site is laid out, we're looking for a modification to not provide the sidewalks there along the property. In addition, the section number 265.8.6C1, parking aisle width, again, a little bit unique. Currently, trailers park on the south end or what faces the main private street in the end of Elmwood Avenue there. Those trailers will be removed. They'll have additional storage now, so those will be taken from the property. But that space is being repurposed for their parking spaces for employees. We meet the ADA requirements there and whatnot. But the actual depth of parking and what would be considered an aisle behind them, we are short a bit of getting the full 20-foot aisle. We can provide 17-foot 5 inches there behind the parking spaces, but it is virtually immediately behind that is all pavement within the 50-foot private right-of-way. So it's pretty straightforward. Very little traffic goes by them. We've worked through all turning movements for vehicles and whatnot. So we were seeking that modification of parking aisle width as well. And then section 265 8.7 I believe it's 1(2)C, planting aisle width. We're 1 foot shy of the required 8-foot 6-inch wide islands. We are providing one island on the very lower right corner, the southeast corner at the end of the row of parking with a tree in there. We just don't quite have the space between an existing stairway at the left that comes out on the building all the way over to the right. So we're a tad bit shy of, but the tree and the landscaping are an improvement within the site compared to its current condition of 100% impervious. And then one stormwater modification, section 260-9, that relates to volume controls. Again, in total, we're removing approximately 1,016 square feet of impervious and turning that into landscape bed. So we have removal of impervious, which benefits stormwater. We have oversized pipes with orifice plates for controlling the rate control on the stormwater and also the storage of it to the extent that we can, given the space constraints that we have. And again, the discharge outlet point will connect into that inlet that we are anticipating very shortly being able to have an executed agreement with that property owner. And that was written with regards to, maintenance, long-term maintenance, constructability and such. So I ran through that very quickly, but it's a pretty straightforward plan. We're open to any questions you may have. Leave it there.
Any questions, guys?
I don't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's-
Yeah.
There's not anything.
Only so much you can do.
100% coverage to 99%
Not
coverage.
much.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nate, I assume nobody's on Zoom?
We verify, but no comments on Zoom.
Then if there's no further questions, take action on the 5 modifications, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to recommend approval of modification waiver request number 1 through 5 for the final land development plan for 79 Elmwood Avenue, subject to all staff and engineering comments.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Detter, seconded by Mr. Caldas, that we recommend approval of modifications 1 through 5 for 79 Elmwood Avenue, subject to staff and engineer comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That would be 5-0. And then on the plan itself, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the final land development plan for 79 Elmwood Avenue, subject to all staff and engineering comments.
I'll second.
Oh, sorry. John. Motion by Mr. Detter, seconded by Mr. Spangler, that we recommend approval of the final plan for 79 Elmwood Avenue, subject to staff and engineer comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none. That would be unanimous as well then.
I'd like to go on
Thanks.
record and thank you all for coming out tonight.
Yeah, Nate wouldn't cancel because of weather, so.
So sorry. I tried to be fast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Is there any other old business that like to come up? February project report, the one thing I noticed on there was the gosh, now names, the stormwater for that new house.
Yes.
Is that because there was never a stormwater plan for the whole development? Because that
Uh,
development's here, but been here forever.
There was, but I mean, that development's, I think 40 years old
Yeah,
now.
I believe this.
So they need to comply with today's standards if they
So
want
it's
to
just gonna be
develop
for that lot then?
Do what?
So it's just for that lot? then?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Since there's nobody on Zoom, there's probably no public comment. So I will adjourn the meeting. 7:13.